Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Thank you so much, y'all, for staying with us. You got me in here fussing at them. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I was fussing at them about, but damn it, I fuss and I'm mad at them.
And we still not listening.
I don't care. It is what it is.
Move on, soldier. Post.
If you gonna talk trash in the mic, man.
I said move on, soldier.
That's what I'm gonna do. That ain't no
You
half stepping with
loud
Marcus
smoke.
J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Call us up. We are the flagship show, and we can be reached at 804-402-2893 to be on the air with us. We don't screen calls, so if you call us and you want to say something crazy, just come on and say something crazy. If you diss one of us, we'll hang up on you. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. It's
Especially if it's
time.
Marcus.
You just said diss?
If you diss one of us, we'll hang up on you.
Diss. I think the word now is wolfing.
Nah, man.
Denise is like 20. She said that she heard somebody was wolfing about something. So I don't think people say diss anymore. It's
No, that might
I
be
don't care what
beefing.
they-
no,
man.
no, wolfing.
Hey, look,
Doesn't
man.
mean beefing.
No.
I'm not beholden
Beef
to
is
the
gonna always
trends.
be beef.
I'm
You
not
got beef?
beholden
No,
to
where
the
is it?
trends. And I ain't trying to be like the youngest. I'm is who I'm is. And I say this. I ain't trying to say wolfing is the kids say wolfing. I ain't one of the kids, man.
You know, you got your tinted glasses on today, but you are not cute.
I'm feisty today.
I just want you to know that.
But
Especially,
the glare is
I'm
on
always
them,
cute.
and you
especially
look a
since I'm
little-
not
But
digging into a slice
I'm
of
little
red
nerdy.
velvet.
I'm always cute, though. I mean, the dude in the mirror tells me every day, so I'm good.
How about the guy in your glare?
That
Because
dude
it's
in the
really
mirror
bright.
drinks Crown Royal as a living. You don't want to listen to him.
Ruben.
I don't want to talk to y'all no more. Yeah, let's get Ruben there because y'all annoying me. What's up,
Yes.
Ruben? What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
You want to come to the world of the living and put the tablet down?
No.
Because he's so into whatever is in his tablet. Like, he's not into us.
Rude.
You know what, Tony? I think you need to get into him, for real.
I'm
him
paying
stay
attention
over
to
there,
the
then.
show.
Ruben,
What?
tell me about your Monday.
Yeah.
I went to work.
What was your favorite part of work today?
Nothing's my favorite part of work.
What was the worst part of your day? I don't want to
work.
hear about it because that's just going to make us sadder.
Yeah. Everything's good. Keep moving.
No, it's not.
Why aren't you
didn't give me a
talking to me,
hug,
Ruben?
Now there's been a time where I didn't give Ruben a hug, and he was like, "I don't get no hug."
You see how you do sometimes,
He didn't
right?
even give me a hug today. I had to just go
Oh my
behind him and
gosh!
just like.
I don't force hugs. If you don't want to hug me, you don't have to hug me. But remember this for the future.
Oh, my
You
God.
gonna want a hug.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
Shit.
God. All right, let's move on. I don't want to talk about Ruben no more
not
because
cute. He
he's
don't even
not
have on
he's
his
not engaging
glasses.
us and
Even if he does have a fresh
he's
haircut,
not
like,
engaging us
so-
and because he's not
Still not cute.
engaging
He
us,
doesn't have his
we gonna
glasses
move on.
on.
Ain't no half Marcus J. You gonna stop talking about my glass? Oh, his
About
glasses.
his glasses.
Oh yeah.
We are done with your glasses.
You done
He
with
has on
mine?
his little
Yes.
sweater and stuff.
I mean, I don't understand how you say I'm not engaging you. Whenever you ask me questions, I answer them.
You go.
Eye
yes.
contact.
Just because I'm not giving you
No.
eye contact does not mean I'm not part of the crew.
It means yes, no, huh?
But listen,
What?
listen. It's
I've,
just. Hey,
I've
look,
been
man,
given sentences.
no one's listening to us, right? It's just the four of us. Matter of fact, Ruben, it's just you and I, and I'm gonna just
Nah,
share
don't play
something.
that with me.
I'm gonna share something
Keep
with you
moving.
real quick. No, seriously. You know they need to have extra attention, and you're not giving it to them.
I mean,
You're
you
not
don't give
giving
them
it.
enough?
You're not giving it to them. You're
Don't you
not
give 'em
giving it to
plenty?
them. And so, because you're not giving it to them, they feeling some
And
kind
you know
of way.
me. You know me.
Yeah.
I've got to have attention.
Yeah.
Ruben's more gentler than Marcus.
Every week, I
He
get,
ain't more gentle than me. What you talking about?
Yeah, he is
Tripping,
actually.
yo.
Every
Hey, what you
week, I
talking
get a
about?
certain amount of attention, Ruben.
Nah, he ain't no
It
more
is
gentle than me.
required,
You know what
and
I'm
you
saying?
are falling below the scale today.
You just got mad at us because what we were talking about, like
I don't,
Ruben,
man. You know what,
you-
man? Y'all
he would have
tripping.
been like, you know
I'm trying
what?
to talk to Ruben, y'all.
You know, how you gonna say I'm not gentle? I'm not. How you gonna say I'm not
You
gentle
said you
though?
weren't gentle. I said that he's
You're not. And just when you
generally-
go home, play this back.
Who you gonna say I'm not gentle
Play
though?
this back and listen to your tone.
Yeah, you're
What's
like,
wrong
oh my
with my
gosh,
tone?
what was
You might
I
want to
so-
take that to work.
Man, you
Your
tripping,
furrowed
yo.
brow.
I ain't got no furrows. What's a furrow? No, seriously, what's a furrow?
I don't know. Is it furrowed or?
How you gonna say
furrowed?
furrowed brow? You don't even know what it is.
I don't know.
She
It's one of
said
those things
you
that
don't
people
have a
say.
ferret.
That's like a
It's
like
a squirrel with no
it's like
long legs.
it's like a rat with a different
Squirrel with
name.
no-
A ferret.
Yeah, it's like
all
a
of those
rodent.
things are-
Have you ever heard one cry?
Hell no.
Oh my God,
Why
this is
would
how
they
it
cry?
sounds.
Y'all really killing me. All right, listen. Let's do this, right? Because
Ferrets cry.
we just, every once in a
It
while,
sounds like a baby.
every once in a while on Ain't No Hashtag with Marcus J, live from the Dan Legacy Internet Radio, the flagship show takes a weird turn. And this time, we took a weird turn because Ruben acting stank. But this time, we're going to just go on, and if he want to get in, he can
How
get.
you figure I'm acting stank?
Because I just said you was acting stank.
I mean, but I don't understand.
You don't have to.
It's not like I'm not talking.
Because they think you acting stank, and I decided that I'm going to co-sign that. So that's 3-1. I'm gonna need you to battle. You not gonna battle? You not gonna battle, man, for real?
What, man?
See, it's not Ruben. It's not Ruben.
Any other time he would put up a fight.
Okay. I know how to do it.
You got it?
I know how to do it.
What you got?
Somebody sing a Jill Scott song. Put Jill Scott.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you think you know me.
Hey, look.
Jill Scott.
Jill
Scott.
You know that's his boo. You know what though? I'm not going to engage him.
Ruben loves Jill
he
Scott.
ain't picking up.
I'm not going.
You need some Henny on ice. Is it Henny on?
I'm not even going to. Why would I want to
What
engage him?
What's the one on ice?
I'm sorry.
I did. Listen.
You got some Jill Scott for Ruben.
I played a little Jill Scott for him.
Come on, Ruben, get them thoughts, baby.
Hopefully.
God, silly.
We play a little Jill Scott for you. We can't.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, what do you want? I don't understand. I'm supposed to get up and just dance.
Let's go back to last week.
Yeah.
When you were thinking about Jill Scott.
You remember the reaction that we both gave you when Jill Scott came up with her fine self?
I mean, yeah.
Come on
that was
now.
last week.
You know what? He's fickle. Forget it.
All right, we're done. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. All right, listen. Let's go. Let's move on. It's time for SY to lead us in the healthy segment. And so we need to talk about healthiness. And it's time for my sister SY to tell us what we need to get into with regards to healthy. So sis, what you got, man?
Well, I was debating on how to start this. And I didn't know whether to go straight to the point or go around it. So I'm going to go around it a little bit and go right into it. We all know what cervical cancer is. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Tony, what causes cervical cancer?
Well, I think there are several different things.
Mm-hmm.
I think HPV can cause it.
Mm-hmm.
I think some untreated STDs can cause it, right? Or not? Or maybe bad hygiene. No.
Let's get this clear. Bad hygiene.
No, they used to say that the
It's not clear. That's why it's bad hygiene.
That's why I think that didn't they used to say like diaphragms? They call people still use diaphragms.
I don't know. Some old person maybe.
You still need a diagram for it?
You know
what? Anyway.
That was too easy.
Yeah, the HPV is the main one, right?
Well, our discussion tonight is the HPV virus, the human papilloma virus.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the first thing I want to be clear is because Marcus said something earlier, and I wanted to be clear to the men that yes, sir, you too can be a carrier. HPV is an STD, and unfortunately, most of us, one way, shape, or form, are going to have HPV in our life. Now, it's only deadly if you never pay attention to it.
I need you to back up a little bit.
We're going to back up.
At some point, we're all going to have HPV.
At the beginning. So, what causes cervical cancer? And I'm getting this from the CDC. So I'm going to strongly stress, if you're listening, pull it up. Pull up the CDC, read about it. There's so much information that I'm definitely not going to be able to get to all the information tonight. So I'm going to try to bundle up as much as I can on the information. But what causes cervical cancer is a virus called genital human papilloma virus. It's also known again as HPV, and it causes the normal cells in the cervix to become abnormal. The best way to detect this, and we all know we see our gynecologist, and we get our pap smear. Okay, and I know some of the guys might be cringing, but
I don't cringe.
we got to get that. We got to do it.
I got a mama and a daughter and all that stuff.
Yes,
I don't cringe.
and you are either getting this done every 6 months or every year. Okay. Now, if you go, well, let's back up a little bit. There are, what I found, 40 different types of HPV that can affect your genital area and your sex organs, men and women. All right. It also, and here's what's going to choke you, it also affects the mouth and the throat.
I wonder why.
Well, we're going to leave that piece of pie on the table.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. I bet you if we asked Alec Baldwin, he could tell us how.
Alec Baldwin?
No, it's the other dude.
The other old, I'm trying to think now.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas,
Yeah.
Michael Douglas.
And it's
But I'm mad that it was right on the tip of your tongue when I said it.
I could see the face and the hair.
We know
wrong
we
name.
know who not to date. The HPV virus.
You would have dated because you know what he do. Sorry. I'm going to be a grown-up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. The HPV virus. Why do I not hear myself anymore? It's so common that some of us may have it. He is so gross, and not know that we have it. For men, there are no signs whatsoever. But you can rest assured, and there's also no testing that's done for men right now to find out whether or not you have it. But you can rest assured if your partner gets an abnormal, and I'm going to go over those, abnormal pap smears, and they're diagnosed with the HPV virus, you got it, babe. You got it. Now, it is also said from the CDC that over time, over a couple of years, the body fights the HPV virus for it to go away.
Naturally.
Okay. Not sure if I'm no doctor, but I'm not sure if I agree with that. But anyway, how do you get it? HPV is passed through the genital, skin-to-skin contact, most often doing vaginal or anal sex. And there are other ways, since we know that it affects the throat.
And see, how you gonna tell me not to? I can't act up
because
and you do that.
I want to make sure we know how we pick these things up.
I mean, some people like to do that though.
Okay, so when you see the doctor,
can't do everybody though.
Oh God, my stomach hurts.
Some people don't wash their ass. I'm just saying. Clearly,
we're not doing salads today. Okay. Now, so again, most people never know that they have it, and they're passing it back and forth to their partners. What we need to do is get screening. Women, we're the first part. We have to get the screening because there's no testing for men. So, most important way is to go to your doctor, get your regular exams. Now, you're going to get your pap smear, and there are 3 different ways that your pap smears come back. Normal, unclear, or abnormal. And let's be clear, unclear is abnormal. Okay? Unclear is abnormal. If your pap smear comes back normal, that means there are no changes in the cells. It's good news, but again, you still need to go to the doctor. You're every 6 months or every year, depending on your age. And you may also have to go back every 6 months, depending on the results of your pap smear. If it's abnormal, the doctor may want to see you again in 6 months. Let's do this test again. All right, until you give a clear or normal test result. An unclear result is pretty much the same as an abnormal result, which means that there are some cell changes found in your cervix, which usually does not mean that you have cancer. However, there may be some signs of the HPV virus. Now, if your doctor, and this is some information that I'm not going to go through so much tonight, but if your doctor comes back and says your pap smear was abnormal and you do have the HPV virus, there are a series of tests that you will take for them to, it's pretty much a biopsy to find out, if the cells are cancerous. Okay? So I'm going to go through results, what they mean, a little bit more. Again, if it's normal, you don't have the HPV virus, you have a low chance of getting cervical cancer in the next few years. Again, you're still going to be, getting your exam like you should be, and let your doctor tell you the results on there. Again, you can't control it. Maybe your partner has it. Maybe your partner is passing it. Maybe you get a new partner after you had that last test. Now you got a new result. Who knows? If it's abnormal, and it says you don't have it, it's important to find out there are two tests, one for minor cell changes and one for major cell changes. Minor, they just take a closer look at just your cervix just to see what they're going to do next. If it's major, then that's where that biopsy comes into play. Again, it is an STD. The body fights it off naturally. So it says, I don't know about it fighting off for sure. I didn't do that much into it. It's so much information. Again, you're going to need to read up on it on your own and find out what it says. Now, there are also a vaccine. There's also a vaccine out that they want to get. I'm just trying to pull that up now. That they want to give our children to take, and this is important because some of us have small children, and they want you to start taking this vaccine at the age of 9. Me, personally, I'm not going to do it. I didn't do it. I'm not going to give it to my daughter. I don't know enough about the vaccine itself, any effects from it. They'll tell you they're just minor side effects like, bruising or swelling in the area where you got the vaccination, but I don't know enough about the vaccine to say that I want you to give this to my 9-year-old. They're even giving it up to if you're 26 years old, male and female, to help prevent both from getting it.
Well, my question is, if there are 40 different types, how do they know which vaccine to give you? Or is it effective against all strands?
Well, it's supposed to be effective through both. There are two vaccines. One is Gardasil. Gardasil contains 16 to 18 what they call for high risk, meaning if you're coming back with positive or abnormal test results, that's what they want to give you. They're approved from females from the age of 9 to 26. Okay, now, why I haven't found out, which I'm going to find out and I'll let you all know, but why the 9-year-old would be the high risk, I'm concerned about. Okay. And then there is a Cervarix, if I'm saying it right, Cervarix, Cervarix. It's also high risk, approved for females from 10 to 25. Also, it has those same vaccines, they want to give to your kids as soon as possible. They want you to just go ahead and give them to your kids now. But what I want to do first, if anybody wants to comment, you can always get in with us tonight by calling 804-402-2893, 804-402-2893, and please comment. I'm going to post on the page my link to the CDC so you can review it. Now, what happens if you're pregnant?
Lord.
That was a concern. I thought that would be a major concern, especially, you've got young kids growing up. What about your 26-year-old? If you are pregnant and you have an abnormal pap smear, you cannot. They do not want to give you the shot. If you have had the shot and you find out later that you have an abnormal pap smear, you cannot take any more shots, because depending on how major it is or what your cells look like, you may have to go through more work. You have to wait. You have to put it off until after you have your baby.
Does it pass to the baby?
It doesn't say that it passes through to the baby. I didn't find anything that said that, but I think the vaccine itself is probably harmful to the fetus. So I'm going to post my link. I just thought that I would put the HPV virus out there and let you all know to, one, the women, to make sure that you're getting your cancer screening. So many different types of cancers. Our bodies are attacked so many different ways. If you can stop it, then you need to stop it. There are links to certain cancers and the HPV virus. There are so many separate cancers for the genital areas, unbelievable. But vaginal cancer, they say 65% of it is linked to the HPV virus. Vulvar cancer, 50%. Penile cancer, 35%.
Vulvar cancer?
Mm-hmm. And I was like, huh? Yes, and it's 50% of it is linked to the HPV virus. Again, penile cancer, 35%. So although you say you may not be at risk, you don't have signs, you don't have symptoms, but it's a topic of conversation if your significant other comes back with an abnormal pap smear. So, yeah, sweetie, think carefully. You probably got it. Okay? And then anal cancer, a whopping 95%. 95%.
Well, let me ask you a question. When we, I mean, obviously these things can result in these, these cancers. How prevalent is it? I mean, do we have any numbers on how many people are walking around and don't know they have it? I mean, people who are just out there doing their thing, obviously in the world that we live in today, you shouldn't be out there just doing your thing, but we know the reality is some folks are. I mean, is this something that you can spread even if you're trying to be protected? Can protection help you? I mean, what can you tell us about that?
Well, it didn't give me numbers as far as a percentage of us walking around not knowing that we have it and spreading it. You can use protection, and it will help you, as long as you don't already have it. Okay, you definitely have to be clear. So as long as you don't already have it, you'll be fine. It does say that every year in the United States, 12,000 women get cervical cancer that's linked to HPV. 12,000.
That's a lot, man.
So you might want to take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, again, that we're attacked with for being women, or just us overall as being black. There's so much. So whenever it is that you can pay attention to something, then pay attention. Again, there are no signs and symptoms. And for women, you might want to look out for discharges, abnormal bleeding. All those things are a sign. So you definitely want to go and check out your doctor.
Yeah.
So that is it.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Hey, man, anytime we have an opportunity to have a healthy segment, it's uncomfortable. And, you notice that our tones, even when we talk about it, sometimes will change. But the reality is, that's why it comes in with the healthy and the wealthy and the wise. It's always good information, particularly with the healthy stuff, because she usually comes up with stuff that's kind of, for lack of a better term, taboo, things that we don't like to talk about, things that make us uncomfortable. But those are the things that really need to be talked about, because if you continue to sweep these things under the rug as a community, whether it be our community or the community as a whole, you become more susceptible, because the more you talk about it, the more questions come out, the more questions come out, the more answers come out, the more answers come out, the more you can become protected. I was talking to a brother today in the full time, and he was telling me, how I hadn't seen him in a while, and he was telling me that I hadn't seen him because he had gotten admitted to the hospital, And I was like, why did you get admitted to the hospital? And, I won't get into his business, but he shared with me why. And what he shared, was something that could have become a big problem had he not gone to the doctor. And a lot of us in the black community, particularly us black men, have an issue with going to the doctor. I'm not one of them. Big Rube is not one of them. If we feel like we need to go, we go. But a lot of us don't go. And if this brother had not gone to the doctor when he went, I wouldn't have saw him today because I would have went to his funeral a week ago. So keep that in mind. We're not just talking about brothers. We're not just talking about sisters. We talk about all of us in the black community, and we talk about all of us in the community as a whole. So I want to thank SY for always keeping us honest when we talk about these segments. It's uncomfortable, and sometimes I get a little silly and act a little silly. But the reality is it's necessary, and we need to continue to do it. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we got a couple of more things and what the hell that we need to get to, and I look forward to it. I want to know about a prominent sister who married a white dude that's catching a whole lot of negativity in the community. I want to know about a pimp that sued Nike and why. And I also want to know about the brother in Texas that went to jail because he paid his child support. And how Steppin with Marcus J. Be back in a few minutes.